All right, finally, it's been weeks of boiling heat, and now it feels awesome to record a show without like having a fan on or sweating.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Wait a minute, you're not Cassie. Who are you?
My name's Kristen.
Oh, okay. Yes, everyone. This is Rooftop Chats episode 4, the casual podcast where we bullshit anything and everything. Cassie's not here because she is apartment hunting. So in her place is Kristen. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me on the show.
Glad you could be on.
I'll try to live up to Cassie's excellence.
Well, I mean, as the show goes on, I'll try to have like up to 3 people on, so it could be like more of a group thing and rotating members. So I think you'll hopefully do fine, assuming that we don't have another.
We'll see.
Well, assuming we don't have another spider episode.
Oh today, yeah, I mean, but it's very fitting for the podcast, I guess.
Well, it seems like every show we have a recurring theme, every episode that leads into something else. The first 2 shows we had. We talked about this guy who keeps uploading videos of his screwed up family, whose name I will not mention because I don't want to keep promoting this guy.
Fair enough.
So that was for 2 episodes. And yesterday we had an incident with a spider that, like, 5 minutes was us, like, stopping the show and trying to kill the spider.
To freak out. We had another incident before recording.
Yes, so that spider came back. It waited a week to come back. It actually found its way onto my mic.
And also, just to paint you a picture, this is a gnarly spider. It had like a red butt and like long, furry-looking legs. I mean,
so it wasn't a black widow. It also like it had like a flat face with larger eyes.
I did not get close enough to look.
But because this spider's been around since last week, so.
Honestly, one of the things I've had to learn as an adult is how to kill spiders on my own. And it is, of all the adult things that I've had to do, that is the worst.
I would not know. I think I've encountered worse, but basically, I can now confirm that spider is dead. I flinged it off the mic with my, with a random piece of paper.
With his sword.
And then just slammed it on the ground.
He was very heroic.
Yeah, and I don't know, feel like there's like been a lot of spiders popping up recently. There was like a smaller one that like ran behind the Jaws poster, and so what I did, like I saw like spider, just basically like my hand was the shark.
Sweet.
So yes, hopefully we got rid of our spider problem early, so we shouldn't have this issue. I think it feels like every 2 episodes we'll have. Depending who's on, we'll have a recurring joke, whether it's, so one thing in particular will pop its head up for 2 episodes, and I'm assuming whatever happens next week will pop its head up back in episode 6.
Yeah, exactly.
But
should I describe how I look for your listeners?
We'll leave them, well, you know what, I like to have it where, people who I record audio stuff with, they listen, paint a picture, and then if the person ever gets around to being in a review with me, they end up being disappointed. Like, oh, they didn't meet my expectations. But if you want, you can describe them.
Well, just get ready for how I look, because it is awesome. I have a face like Steve Buscemi, super attractive. I have like enormous fake boobs, like red, bulging, angry fake boobs, and an ass like Nicki Minaj, and legs like Peter Dinklage. So, you're welcome, listeners.
Okay, so, yes, I'm sure, like, given that this is the internet, there's a lot of guys out there who, I won't even go into that because I think it speaks for itself.
Exactly. The internet speaks for itself.
Yeah, pretty much. So, okay, outside of the spiders, what else has been going on?
Well, I actually recently started a new job that I'm super excited about.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a storyboard artist, and I'm working on a cartoon show that's sort of like Adult Swim, Comedy Central type show.
Oh, is it the internet or TV?
TV.
Do you know how much you can talk about it without getting in trouble?
Well, I'll talk just sort of like in vague terms. I don't want to, I guess, say the name of the studio or the show just because,
Okay.
Someone might be listening. Oh, she's spilling all our industry secrets. But it is something that I'm super excited about.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I've learned, one thing having parents who work in the industry and doing like work as a background actor, one thing I've learned is like you have to like be careful with what you say.
Exactly.
'Cause when I worked as a background actor on the show Community.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, for 2 episodes in season 4, and they would have this story where they would tell about this girl who was an extra on Glee. Who tweeted the season finale.
I heard about that.
Yeah, so that basically they have this story to where like she got sued, she can't work again, and like it's a story that like you don't say anything until the episode airs. You could say you're working on it, but you can't really...
I know Ryan Murphy tried to be all like, "You'll never work in this industry again," but I mean, well, I guess we'll see if that's the case with this extra. I don't know what happened to her.
She's probably
probably dead. Ryan Murphy took care of her.
I don't know if I'm gonna go that far, but probably maybe alive in a ditch somewhere with a bottle of wine.
Hopefully. Hopefully they gave her the bottle of wine.
Hopefully, and maybe it was probably because she's not working anymore. They gave her one of those $4 bottles of wine at Trader Joe's.
But those are the best.
I mean, that like I guess like okay, we're not gonna spend that much, but we'll give you the best wine possible.
Yeah, exactly. I went to a wine tasting once, and the guy running it was like, "Oh, what kind of wine do you drink?" I said, cheap wine."
Was he in England or something?
No, this was in like Napa Valley.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was his response? Because the way you like said any kind of, or
I said
no, cheap wine. The way you said that, yes, it was like the way you said cheap. I'm sorry, it's me who would say any kind. The way you said cheap wine made me think like his next response was gonna be, okay, I gotta get her out of here.
Yeah. He just a single tear rolled down his cheek when I said that. No, he was fine with it. He let me stay.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we have a couple things here. We originally had 3 articles, but to talk about, well, one of them, I have to join, like, I have to, like, create an account for this website that I don't want to just to read a story, I have to create an account, so I'm like, alright, screw you.
Yeah.
Basically, like, you want to read the whole story? Join us for free and something. And it's if I had to pay, like, well, for sure I wouldn't have done it because I'm kind of broke.
Yeah.
But also it's like I can understand that because you need a way to make money. But it's like join us for free if you want to read the whole story. It's like, why?
Yeah, that seems kind of weird. I wonder if it's so they can like trick you into paying money.
So
it's like, oh, you get 1 month of free articles, but we need your credit card information so that we can start charging you without your knowledge after the first month.
So it was a UK based website, huh? But I wonder if but the way you say that, I wonder if they're run in Nigeria or something.
Oh God, yeah.
But no, it didn't really say like anything. It just said join for free, like it's something like Facebook or Twitter.
Yeah.
But it's like no, like
why did you just push a button? No.
Screw that. I have other things to do. But okay, what we have here, I think both of these have video.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, the first one comes from CBS New York. Boom pow, Batman Spider-Man arrested following brawl with man in Times Square.
So, I know that this happened. I mean, I know that there was another story like this. Is this the same? Is this just a normal thing in New York City? It just happens like every other week that...
Possibly New York and maybe Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of guys dressed as in costumes in Hollywood Boulevard. Which, being in LA, being someone who's raised in LA, I always like wonder, why don't I ever just, I live right there, nearby, why don't I visit frequently, just like pretend to be a tourist? And then when I do so, like sometimes
you get harassed.
barely, but the times I do, like the minimal amount of harassment I get is like, okay, this is irritating, now I know why.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm trying to go to the subway, leave me alone.
Well, it's crazy because it sounds like they just, I don't know, they just bombard you and get angry when you don't give them money, which is very against what Spider-Man is all about,
Right.
I would think.
Well, I mean, yeah. Let's see what the story says. I was going to make some sort of like Batman joke, but let's see what this says. 2 crime-fighting characters in Times Square have landed in the spotlight, and it's not for saving lives. The NYPD told 1010 Wins 2 men. One... Oh, sorry, that station... I don't know what this is, 1010's Wins.
I don't know.
If whether it's a New York radio station or something, but it distracted me from reading. Like, that was a mouthful. One dressed as Batman, the other dressed as Spider-Man. For some reason, Spider-Man's name is highlighted. Were arrested after a brawl with another man at the crossroads of the world Saturday night. Police said that the fight started on 44th Street and Broadway after 23-year-old Thomas Rourke heckled the superheroes. CBS 2's Matt Kozer reported.
So, okay. So a guy who wasn't dressed up as Spider-Man or Batman heckled these guys and then they started fighting? Because I got the impression that Spider-Man and Batman were fighting each other, which would have been awesome.
Alright, that was weird. Chrome like reset the page automatically, but yeah, that's, I think in another article like covering the same story, it said that they tried to get pictures.
Yeah.
But and then the guy got so irritated that he was like, "All right, screw you guys." But you know, when I first found the article, I thought it was like Batman and Spider-Man got into a fight, like without the third guy.
Because that's awesome. That's like the crossover we've always wanted.
Well, I mean, outside of the obvious one that we have to wait 2 years for.
Oh, well, yeah. But I mean, we're never gonna see Spider-Man and Batman in a movie together.
No, but
so we just have to watch these goons in costumes duke it out.
Pretty much. But there's that like it's apparently like Transformers where you want to see the two guys you want to see fight, but then there's some schmuck who has no business being there at all. It's like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah. Well, there's video. I'll read the rest of this article and then we'll see if this works. Because anytime I try to play video on a podcast, it seems to go wrong.
That's all right.
That's all right. It just got to me. Rourke of Breezy Point was struck multiple times in the face by the crime-fighting duo. Police said, you know, it would help if the guy who wrote this put in like quotations.
That's true.
Yeah, because like I'm reading it, and I didn't expect like to go police said. So
get your shit together, CBS New York.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as some of the Miami people, right? Or some of the Florida people, right? Which that's something.
I
for
mean,
another
you
time.
know, when you mix cocaine and humidity, Miami's got issues.
Yeah, the entire state of Florida
Yeah.
is beyond Miami, which is why I have an entire show dedicated to that.
Oh, well, bring me on sometime. I lived in Sarasota, Florida for 4 years.
Well, yeah, I'll definitely take that in consideration because it would be nice to have someone help out who's actually been to Florida. So it's like, yeah, it's a fucked up place.
Yeah, try to fit me in.
Yeah, because I've always we're getting way off topic here, but from the actual story. But it's like I visited. The only times I've ever visited Florida was to go to Universal, and there was once I went to downtown Orlando. And I was like, there's nothing to do here.
Oh, yeah. Seriously, bring me on sometime for the Florida show, because I can tell you stories.
We'll do that. Shit, where was I? Okay, he sustained injuries to his face and was also hit in the chest, causing redness and pain, police said. See, he did it again. Why don't you just put quotations whenever the police quote something?
Yeah. Come on, man.
Well, at least I was a little more prepared that time. The men posing as Batman and Spider-Man claim to have been punched and struck as well. 1010 Wins reported. Rourke, along with 41-year-old Jose Martinez, who dressed as Batman, and 35-year-old
That is a name.
Abdel
El-Khazai.
Alcazar.
Alakazam. Perfect.
Who dressed as Spider-Man were charged with misdemeanor assault, Kozar reported. And the guy dressed as Spider-Man was given an extra charge for going through a midlife crisis dressed as Spider-Man.
That is exactly.
35-year-old man. Well,
and the 41-year-old Jose Martinez.
True, but I mean, it logically think Spider-Man as this younger guy,
right?
Who never seems to age.
Doesn't fit with the canon.
Yeah, and then Batman's a little more appropriate because he's
older and grizzly
and brooding.
But I mean, this is their job. Dressing up as Spider-Man is your 8-hour work day, which is kind of cool.
Then you go back to your box in the subway. In the New York subway.
Maybe.
I'm sure it's a little better than that.
Well, wasn't there a documentary about people like this who dress up in costumes and, walk around Hollywood Boulevard?
There might have been. Because
I'd imagine people wouldn't do it if it didn't get them any money. Because I feel like I could see how you could do fairly well for yourself and be able to afford something more than a box.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I've got to look that up.
Because let's say for every hour someone hands you, 10 to 15 bucks, that's, better. And if you do it an 8-hour work day, that's better than a minimum wage job.
I guess so.
Although I don't know how frequently that would happen.
True, because most of the people are just I'm sure people walking by are just I've got somewhere to be.
Exactly, yeah. But I mean, hey, a lot of people in New York and a lot of people in Los Angeles, someone's gonna, want to take time to get a picture with Spider-Man.
Yeah, and apparently they're not talented enough to actually do cosplay.
Yeah.
When you actually be professional cosplayers, go to cons, that kind of stuff.
Can you be a professional cosplayer?
I think so.
Because that's awesome. I've done cosplay once, and it was a little. It wasn't really my thing. I dressed up as Poison Ivy. And but it was. I'm very proud of this costume. Do you mind if I talk about it for a little bit?
Sure. As anything to keep us distracted from the show, which seems to be the case for this show in general. Because
I bought a corset bustier type thing and just sewed a bunch of fake leaves on it, and it looked awesome. But I mean, I don't know. I got a lot of weird attention for it.
Really?
Yeah, just a 40-year-old guy came up to me and was like, "Hey, can I get a picture?" And I said, "Yeah, of course." I said, "Okay, that's awesome. Now grab my butt." He said, "No, sir. No, I'm not going to do that." Come on. I said, "No, sir." And the more I said no, he was kind of like, "Oh, I was kidding. Sure you were."
To borrow a quote from Stewie from Family Guy, can you grab my butt? No. Can you grab my butt? No! If I said no the first time, why the bloody hell would I say it the other 10 times?
Yeah, exactly. But I now have butts on the brain.
Well, I mean, that's one thing that pisses me off about professional cosplayers is that there's always this level of harassment.
Yeah,
it's just okay, dude, take the picture with this person who's dressed as Boba Fett or something, and just go on your way. Don't harass them. Don't come up on them. Just, jeez.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not even just like horny 40-year-olds who do this, because at the same con I had friends dressed up as Homestuck characters.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's a crazy webcomic thing that's been going on forever, and there's like a million different pages to go through, so you really have to be dedicated, but it's a huge online following, and people would come up to my friends and say things like, permission to follow? I say, well, I don't know what that means, and they were asking, like, can we be automatic friends and hang out at the con?
Oh.
It's kind of like, well, I don't know you, and I already have people I'm hanging out with, so sorry. I just think at convention, sort of a level of, like, leave your social manners at home kind of way to, where you see someone dressed up as a fictional character and you kind of think, oh, they are a fictional character. They're not a real person. I can say whatever I want to them.
I guess so. Oh, yes, I've seen some Homestuck? Yeah, Homestuck cosplay before. Yeah, like, I've never actually cosplayed at, any cons. I've only been to 2 in my entire life. One was Comic-Con, the other was, something in LA, that was, like, kind of promoting the 30th anniversary of Star Wars.
Oh, that's
like,
awesome.
In 2007. But, yeah, I've seen these guys before.
Yeah, I have friends who are way into cosplay, and they're super talented, and I sort of watch from the sides and cheer them on as they sew.
Right. I mean, I always get the impression that I could pull off some cosplay, like, or some characters that doesn't require me to just, like, cover myself completely. Like if I were to dress as Spider-Man, that would be kind of cheating, because anyone could pull it off. Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, they're the fat guys, but like, it's easy to be Spider-Man because you're completely covered in a jumpsuit. Like,
that's true.
It takes a little, like, it would be really cool if I could pull off something like Captain America or Mr. Fantastic. Huh?
Yeah, that's true. And it would be cool, like, to do the new Wonder Woman costume, where it has, real armor.
Yeah.
Like, that would be awesome. I'm sure someone's gonna pull it off.
Yeah, and like one of the guys the people who actually make their own stuff.
Yeah, that's the fun of it. I could do, like, Goodwill cosplay, where I find random shit and put it together.
I can do Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to let's see if where am I? Okay, here we are. City officials have been considering a crackdown on costume characters in Times Square following a slew of incidents in recent months.
It's like The Incredibles.
I guess so, huh? Except there's no saving lives or making people happy. It's just irritating people. So they have a reason to do this, or a legitimate, sensible one. Back in July, CBS 2 interviewed Martinez about characters behaving badly. So this guy's been... Wait, hang a second. This is... Okay, now he decides to use quotes, huh? This writer. This is your opinion because you're the news, he said. Times Square Alliance met with elected officials in July to talk about growing concerns and solutions to regulate the so-called street performers. City Councilman Andy King is sponsoring legislation that would require characters to be licensed by the city. Yeah? Meanwhile, everyone in Hollywood Boulevard is like, well, at least that's not us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some stories of that, but like as we mentioned, but
every story I've heard along this line, not that I've heard a lot of them, but it seems like it's a New York thing.
It seems like when it comes to weird stories in America, it seems like, and no disrespect to my friends from the East Coast, but it seems like the East Coast seems to have a lot of issues there, mainly Southeast.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know a lot of people on the East Coast.
I know a few. I don't know a lot, but again, to those, I'm sorry.
Oh, in London, any sort of street entertainer has to be licensed. That's interesting.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I guess that's not the case here.
Well, yeah, because I guess London is better at following rules than us.
We rebellious Americans.
Well, I mean, we do have Florida, so that should tell you
And
something.
we throw our tea in the Boston River. Or do I even know history? Where did they throw
Boston.
the tea? In Boston.
Yeah,
okay.
you're right. Some. Oh, God damn it! Where am I? Okay, you said that in London. Okay, reset my mind. You said in London any sort of street entertainer has to be licensed. This was from Andy Hawkins, a tourist.
A British tourist.
That they interviewed. They should be regulated if the government wants to stick a price on it, said New Yorker Martin Och. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Ona? O-N-U-H?
Ona!
Perfect.
Sure. Martin Ona! Some of the costumed characters that have been in trouble with the law have long rap sheets, including
Alakazam.
the Batman. Sure, including Alakazam, the Batman, taken into custody Saturday night. Police said that he had been arrested
For public urination.
assault and weapons possession.
Holy, wow.
It's probably excuse. That's probably like why he dressed as Batman. It's like, dude, you're pissing on the wall. It's like, oh, calm down, I'm Batman.
I'm allowed to do it. I'm Batman.
Yeah, which is one of the like I know a lot of people use that thing as a joke, but
Really?
it's just-
Public urination?
no, the whole because he's Batman
Oh,
thing,
okay, yeah.
or because I'm Batman. It's just like I know it's a lot of people use it as a joke, mainly how it should have ended.
Yeah.
But even then, it's sort of like you're overhyping Batman to be probably better than he actually is. That's
That's true.
that's just me though. It's like,
hey, some Batmans are public urinators, so...
sure. I'm sure the 60s Batman was.
Oh, sure.
In August, the NYPD handed out leaflets to tourists in Times Square explaining that they did not have to tip characters for taking photos after they said some of the characters have attacked tourists or harassed them for not paying.
Yeah, I think that's, like, the shitty thing about, I don't know, these street performers is they say, hey, come take a picture with me, and people are thinking, oh, you know, why not? It could be funny. Okay,
Yeah.
we took the picture, that's $20.
Yeah.
It's like, what? I did not agree to this.
Yeah. By that point, if I ever encounter that, I'm like the Roadrunner. Me. Pew!
Yeah, exactly.
Just a puff of steam behind me. There's video about this. There actually, in another article that I read that covered the same story, it said that this was from the Huffington Post, so I don't know if this might be true, but what they were interviewing the Spider-Man guy and saying that he had a list of that he had a rap sheet also, but then another street performer came up and defended the guy who was dressed as Spider-Man, and the defender was dressed as Captain America.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Although that's a big bit of irony, I think. Like, have Captain America come in and defend you. Because he's Captain America. Alright, let's see if this video works. Oh, we got an ad.
My favorite.
Hey, look, it's the Dodgers.
Perfect. How long have you lived in Los Angeles?
I lived here for about... I've lived here... I mean, I was born in San Antonio, but I moved here 9 months after I was born.
Oh, cool.
So basically, I was born in Texas, raised in California.
Cool.
Oh, damn it, just reset itself.
I mean, do we even need the video?
I think we've pretty much covered it.
Yeah.
We've covered it and more. So
And
I
then
think,
some.
well, the next one will, the next story we have does have video.
Cool.
This is pretty scary, interesting. I don't know how to describe this, but from the Daily News, NY Daily News, man captures attempted robbery in Buenos Aires on GoPro cam.
Oh, shit.
Alexander Hennessy is on a mission to visit 195 countries and earn his global degree. But he's had a nerve-wracking experience in Argentina when an armed robber demanded he hand over his backpack.
And he videotaped the whole thing.
Well, I actually saw a CNN report about this. So basically, what happened was he unintentionally videotaped it.
That's crazy.
So
it's good because now they know who did it.
Well, the video I read says they haven't identified the guy yet.
But they know what he looks like.
Yeah. A tourist's GoPro camera captured the entire incident when a robber tried to steal his backpack at gunpoint. Alexander Hennessy was riding his bike with a small camera attached to his helmet in Buenos Aires when a man on a motorcycle drove into his path in a bike lane. Hennessy first drove around him, but the robber then drove up next to him. He pulled a gun out of his jacket and demanded his backpack. In the video, Hennessy tried to explain he did not speak Spanish and repeatedly called the robber amigo. In attempts to calm him down, but the robber persisted and kept demanding he give over his mochila, the Spanish word for backpack. He then jumps off his bike, offering it to the robber. He offers his bike to the robber in a motorcycle.
Oh.
I would think that, this guy has a motorcycle. Why would I just give him the bike?
That's true. I wonder if this guy can tell, when stupid tourists are in the area and is just like, that guy. I'm taking his backpack.
Probably. No, I've never had that incident. Okay, you know what? That's actually not entirely true.
Have you been robbed at gunpoint?
Not at gunpoint, thank God. But there was another. I had an incident with my family in Mexico that I don't want to get onto it. I can tell you once we cut the mic.
Sure.
Because
just scary incidents.
It's not scary. It's not really that scary, but it was frustrating. So
yeah.
I can tell you once we're done. The robber runs after him and presses him against the fence, continuing to demand the backpack as Hennessy holds him back with his hand. Eventually, he, as in the robber, runs away as members of Hennessy's group come to assist him and return his bike. One leads them to a nearby police officer so they can tell him what happened. After finding the police officer, Hennessy begins to relax and then starts to laugh. I filmed the entire thing on my GoPro right now, he told the group. So, there's a quote, I think it's from him. I miraculously happened to be recording with a GoPro on my forehead and captured this amazing piece of footage. Well, at least...
you still lost your backpack. I don't know if it's that amazing. I guess it's interesting that he captured the whole thing on camera, but...
Right. I actually don't know if if they took his backpack.
Oh.
The guy might have got... I think it said, once the group came by, the robber got too scared and just...
Oh, and just left.
Yeah, just went pew. Here's the video. We won't watch the whole thing because I think the most interesting part is when he actually gets robbed.
Yeah, the most interesting part is... Oh, there we go.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say the ad.
Oh, yeah, I was anticipating an ad.
Whoa, Migo. Whoa. Migo. Jesus Christ.
Locals, man.
Migo.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what you're saying, man. Amigo.
Yeah.
On the bike?
Here, you want to take the bike even though you have a motorcycle?
Man, I would probably do the same thing.
Migo.
Probably.
Yeah, I gotta give it to him.
Okay, this is as much as I can say. You get the basic idea. I'll put a link for it in the description box, but that's basically the idea of
the incident.
pretty much.
Honestly, I would probably panic and hit onto my bike too. I don't know.
You'd got to be the bravest soul in the world not to panic at being robbed at gunpoint.
Well, and also the language barrier.
Yeah, or yeah, that like because that's why I sometimes get a little freaked out when going to a country where English is a second language because like I can only speak a little bit of Spanish and Japanese.
You know,
And maybe a sentence in Finnish.
You know, I think it's really stupid that it's not a requirement to learn Spanish in the United States. Like, I don't know. I really regret not taking Spanish in high school. I took German instead.
Oh. I mean, I took 3 years of college Spanish, like in community college.
Oh, yeah.
Just the problem is I don't remember it all.
Yeah, exactly.
But even then, like, that's why I always like freak out whenever I go to when I go to Paris or Mexico because like I'm in this foreign place that I don't know. I don't know the word. I don't know the language that well. I don't know, like, have difficulty of going somewhere, which is why like when I was back in college I had some sort of reservation about studying abroad.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be surrounded by other people from U.S. colleges also, but it's also the cultural barrier of not speaking the language, not knowing where to go.
Yeah.
I guess it's better you're with a group rather
That's
than
why
alone.
you stay in America. Don't go to other countries.
No, do go to other countries. Just make sure you speak the language well or have people who do.
Yeah.
Eh.
Well, I can speak enough German to convince someone who doesn't speak German that I can speak German.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, Germany, is when you speak it, is that like, because I've always pictured German as like an angry sounding language.
You know, everyone says that. I think it's a very pretty language. Hold on, I'm gonna whip out a sentence for you.
Okay.
Ich komme immer jetzt mit dem Moped zur Schule. Guess what I just said?
No idea.
I always come to school on a moped.
I love how you say it with confidence.
Ich möchte ein paar Kekse, bitte. And I just said, I would like a few cookies, please. So, that's right, fluent German speaker. I can speak 2 whole sentences.
Nice. I can only speak one sentence in Finnish and 2 words in Finnish.
Ooh, Finnish.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
It's European. It's sounding. I don't know how else to describe it, but basically the sentence I can say, and I think I'm saying this poorly, is "Mój paska no talpala," which means "Oh shit, my house is on fire."
Perfect.
And then basically the two words I know in Finnish are curse words.
Nice. You need some of those.
Yeah, satana and perkele.
What does that mean?
Satana means Satan, and perkele is the great grandfather of Satan.
Oh, I didn't know Satan had a great grandfather.
Apparently he did. But yeah, those are the only 2 things I can. And then for like Japanese and Spanish, I can say like basic greetings.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think German just sounds like a funny version of English.
I guess so. I mean, if you're speaking the language and not just English with the accent.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's angry, but I'm biased.
Yeah. Back in, I had a time where like I tried to play a German teacher who teaches German at a college.
Oh yeah.
This was in college. I was helping some friends of mine shoot a student film, and they had me play a German teacher, and so my goal is like I had to sound as boring as possible. Like the camera was focused on one of the main characters sitting in the seats, but I was standing there like monotone, and then when they go, and I keep speaking, and then when the director go, all right, cut, I would then like raise my voice and just like ham it up, like air so and so, and here we go, and ice kind, like just scream or something, just to make everyone laugh.
Well, my German teacher was very goofy. For the umlauts, which are like the little dots above certain letters, he would, to remind us how it sounded, he would go, ew, and like put little fingers on his head.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Just antennas, basically.
Yeah, little antennas.
Wow. Yeah. I honestly wish I could speak. I don't know, I wish I was more fluent in other languages.
But Spanish is most useful in America.
It is. I mean,
and in Argentina. That was in Argentina, right?
Yeah. Yeah, in South America. But, with Japanese, whenever I tried to take a year of college Japanese, or a semester, and one thing I found out is that, like, Japanese is really hard to learn, and the only way I've even learned an inch of like the phrases, like the small phrases, was watching Godzilla movies in Japanese repeatedly.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like I learned more phrases, or went into a Japanese class knowing certain words, just because I watch Godzilla movies in Japanese a lot. Like toke is watch in Japanese. Yeah, and it's like, oh, I already know that because I watched a Godzilla movie. And then other, like, the basic greetings, damn, I know in Japanese. Shikusho, I think.
That sounds wonderful.
Or dummy is bakara.
That sounds like Satan's grandfather.
No, well, bakara and berkere.
Yeah, it sounds
they do
very
sound
similar.
alike. Well, I think it's chances are I'm screwing up the Finnish word.
Yeah.
Because I've heard, because Japanese I think is a little easier to pronounce than Finnish.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I don't know that many people who actually speak Finnish.
I don't either. I don't know any Japanese or Finnish or Spanish, so you got me beat.
Well, you're kind of fluent in German, so
I'm
I think,
totally fluent in German.
Well, so you're above me in that sense. Like, you've already mastered a language.
I mastered
or
two whole sentences in another language.
That's still better than what I know. Well, just basic greetings in Spanish, Japanese, and two curse words in Finnish, and a sentence in Finnish. And I keep going back to like recurrent themes of this show. One thing I do is I always like accidentally have my computer unmuted, so Facebook goes off.
Yeah.
And like I always love when I listen to other podcasts. Like I hear an email go off, and it's like, oh, somebody emailed me. It's like, oh no, that's the show.
Yeah.
So I like accidentally have it on, and seeing if people like check their Facebook.
How do you feel about being part of the Refugees of Spill page?
It's been chaos. I actually the first time I had to bleep out the name because it was like so secret. But I think, but you know what? I think it's been. I don't think it's worth bleeping out anymore. It's just like.
Wait, the name of the
group
Facebook page?
Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, I don't know. Do they know that we're fans of Double Toasted?
Yeah.
Your listeners? Yeah, so they know about the Refugees of Spill page.
Well, I mean, like, certain other audience members that might listen to this don't know that. It's like, who the fuck is that Facebook group?
Well, in a nutshell, we listen to a podcast called Double Toasted, and they used to have a website called Spill, which shut down, so now there's a Refugees of Spill Facebook page.
Yeah. With
a lot of very interesting people.
And interesting events.
Yeah, a lot of drama.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like worth mentioning because I don't know. I hated that whole shenanigans that happened when everyone got kicked off.
Yeah, I don't know. My thing with the page is people are posting so many things there that it's like a constant thing on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
Which would be great if there weren't assholes like making comments, and it makes me so angry, and I want to like dig in and get into these internet debates, but
yeah,
you sort of have to take a step back and remember, like, I have a life outside of this Facebook page.
And
I have parents who love me, and
yes. I think overall the group is cool, but there are some dicks in there.
there are some dicks.
I don't know. My theory is like, it seems like the only debates like I find are like the tired DC versus Marvel, like DC sucks, Marvel sucks, whatever.
Yeah.
And my theory is just like, you know what? I'll just take a picture of Ken Watanabe from Godzilla and put in a little caption that says "Let them fight." I'll just have that on the ready whenever there's a fight that goes on. Just post it up.
Exactly.
Because I know a lot of people use the whole Michael Jackson eating popcorn. It's like, oh, I just came here for the comments.
Yeah.
I think we need to bring in more of the "Let them fight."
Exactly.
So anyway, we're at 45 minutes or 46 minutes recording. So I almost want to say, I don't know. Usually, whenever I say that's the show, we end up going on for another 15 minutes or something. So, I mean, unless you have anything else to say, we might cut it off.
Nah, I'm good.
You sure?
I can't think of anything else. I mean, there are things that I could say, but I don't know if your listeners would find it interesting.
Well, my channel is mainly devoted to movie reviews, but I'm expanding, so
oh, cool.
This is like an attempt to get more people to come in.
Yeah, well, have you seen any good movies recently?
I haven't been to the theaters in a long time.
Me neither. I think there's been kind of a dry spell, but I really want to see Tusk.
I've heard stuff about that. I actually don't know whether it's been negative
good or bad stuff.
I've heard a mix of both. But I did see and this but we're recording this show will go up on Thursday, so by the time this is up I'll already have a review for it. I saw a movie called The Guest, which is a movie that premiered at Sundance, but I got to see it a month before it came out, which was last Friday.
What's it called again?
The Guest. It is an actor from Downton Abbey.
I do not watch that.
Okay, well,
I feel like I would love it.
Okay, well,
but
basically, it was a movie that premiered at Sundance, but I was working as a volunteer for Sundance Next Fest, which is like kind of a Sundance-related festival in LA. Mm-hmm. And because I told basically the bosses that I review movies, they allowed me to watch the movies they were showing.
Cool.
And The Guest was one of them. And it's a movie that's getting a lot of praise. And I just feel like I'm in the doghouse with it. Because
really? Yeah.
I mean, you guys could go check out my review for it, but I'm not a big fan of it.
What kind of movie is it?
Kind of action thriller.
Okay.
It's like a mix between, like the director even said this at the Q&A, it's a mix between The Terminator and Halloween.
Ooh.
And I don't know, it has some moments in it, but overall, like, there's some parts that just irritated me.
Yeah.
And it also seemed like kind of cliched, but again, I'm in the doghouse with this.
Because everyone else thinks it's awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just me.
So basically you're telling your listeners that they shouldn't listen to you, and they should listen to what everyone else says and go see the movie.
Well, they should see for themselves. Like,
yeah.
Because I don't depend on other people to tell me to go see a movie, unless it's like one of those things where it's like, this movie is so bad you have to see it.
You know, it's funny because usually I like movie reviews and I like being told, you can skip this one, you should see this one instead, because I love going to the theater, but I don't like spending too much money on it.
Yeah.
So, but with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, everyone was saying it was crap, and I knew it was probably crap, but I really wanted to see it, and I did. And it was not very good.
Yeah, my initial reaction to it was, all right, it's not good, but it could have been worse. But the more I think about it, it's like, you know what, it actually kind of is as bad. It kind of is shitty.
Well, One thing is the camera does not stop moving. It's just like constantly swirling around this, the scene. Even
Yeah.
when they're doing like a news report, it's just like, look at the newsroom, isn't this crazy? Nothing's
Yeah.
happening. But I mean, I don't know. It was fun.
Yeah, it had some moments in it. I mean, it's definitely a step above the fourth Transformers, but I hated how everything like was a coincidence.
Yeah, and I mean, the story didn't bother me too much. Whatever. It's fun and stupid.
I mean, it is a movie with giant mutated turtles, but I hate how everything was just a coincidence. Like how the origins tied into April O'Neil, and I especially hated, especially after seeing a bit of the first live action movie. I hated how it's like, oh, ninjutsu can just be learned through a book. Anyone can learn it.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch. Although I don't know if it's more of a stretch than like the concept of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to begin with. But
well, I mean, it's not so that part. It's not so much of a stretch as it is kind of insulting.
yeah,
Just like, oh, anyone can learn it through a book. Like, screw actually being taught it through someone else.
yeah.
But I don't know.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, which is why I had to make a video. I was like destined to make a video like showing some good turtle stuff. So, so I knew we were gonna go on. I knew as soon as I said, "Oh, you know what? That might be the end of the show." We'd go on for a few more minutes.
Exactly.
So
well, we had to talk about turtles.
yeah. I won't talk about it anymore until I get to the worst of list.
Oh, perfect.
Because like I've desperately tried to say, I've made a promise to myself like when Transformers 4 came out, because like I've such a vendetta against those movies. It's like, you know what, this one I'm just tired. It's the worst, but I'm tired. I'm not gonna go rant about it until the end of the year comes around.
Fair enough.
But sometimes I find myself doing it. Like, but I don't like obsess over it. Like, it's just
Right.
like, you know what, it's the fourth movie. I hate it, but it's like just a no duh at this point.
Right.
So yeah, I haven't seen. Well, you mentioned that it's like not cheap to go to the movies. Like one of the reasons I haven't been to the movies in a while is because tickets in LA are just so expensive.
Yeah.
'Cause in Santa Cruz, you could go to a matinee for like $8.
That's crazy.
Which which side of crazy?
Like, that's cheap.
It is.
I mean, I know it doesn't sound cheap, but
Yeah, because like today I can I can rarely do when living in LA I can rarely do the whole, you know what, I'm bored, I'm gonna go see a movie or something, or no, not think about it, just like walk down the theater and just like, you know what, I might go see that right now.
yeah, well, I live really close to a movie theater, which is great,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm always hesitant to see movies alone, just because I feel like a dork.
Well, yeah, I kind of see movies alone most of the time, so I'm just like,
Someone's a dork. It's
Yeah.
not me. I'm
yeah,
kidding.
but I mean, it's just like, it'd be cool to see it with other people, because like, oh, so this is what going to see movies with your friends is like. But yeah, the only time I've ever done the whole walk by movie theater, just spontaneously go see a movie, there was an alumni party at Santa Cruz for my college because I was graduating. When it was done, I was walking in downtown towards my car, walked by the movie theater, and saw there was like one last showing of the day for Captain America 2, and I was like, screw it, I'll go see it.
Oh
the
yeah,
third time.
and you did that with Guardians of the Galaxy too, when we all
Yes!
met up at
City Walk.
Universal City Walk.
Yes, we did. The night just kind of ended. I was like, you know what? It's too early for me to go back home. Is Guardians of the Galaxy still playing? Yeah, I'll go see it in IMAX. Which
Nice.
I've said this on another show, but it's like Guardians of the Galaxy in IMAX 3D doesn't look as impressive as something like The Hobbit, because they played a trailer for The Hobbit beforehand, which was shot in 3D. It's like you can tell, like
Yeah.
it's very 3D-esque. Guardians of the Galaxy, it's easy to tell it was converted,
Right.
because like there are parts that kind of look flat, but I don't know. One of those movies I still love. the more it goes on. Like, I'll get back into Guardians once the end of the year comes. Like okay, Ninja Turtles, I'll get back to it once the end of the year comes. Same thing for Guardians.
Well, it's funny because when I saw Ninja Turtles, it was actually at a drive-in theater,
Oh.
so they had a double feature of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Guardians of the Galaxy. So it was nice I got to stay and re-experience Guardians of the Galaxy a little bit.
Was it the second movie?
It was the second movie.
Okay, so it was like
we
a-
left early just because, like, I don't know, we've seen the movie before, we know how it ends. But, you know, it's just a great movie.
So it was like a palate cleanser. after
It
Ninja
was,
Turtles. So-
yes.
Now the real question is, where is this drive-in you speak of?
It was a ways away. I feel stupid. I don't remember where exactly it was, but
It's in.
it's
California?
in California. I would say
Okay,
it was like an hour drive to get there.
Okay, you got. Once we cut off the mic, you can tell me where that is.
Yeah, I'll
You can
figure
look
it
up and
out.
tell me where it is because I've never actually experienced a drive-in movie.
It's really fun.
I've experienced there'd be events like there's a like graveyard near Paramount Studios, and they had those events.
I've been to one of those. They were showing Jurassic Park.
Well, actually that's
Actually, or I might be thinking of something else.
well, I wouldn't speak for you. I wouldn't speak on your behalf, but they were showing the Alfred Hitchcock's
yeah,
The
that
Man-
must be the same
The
place.
Man Who Knew Too Much, the remake. But I remember doing something like that in Austin when I was visiting some relatives in Austin. They had an outdoor screening for Jurassic Park.
That's awesome.
And the thing is, we had to like, in order for like to get good seating area or like good picnic area, we had to go there like 2 hours before the movie started.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like I thought we were going there like just to wait an hour. It ended up being another hour, but then we saw Jurassic Park with a bunch of people, and I don't know how many. I really don't know how many times I've seen that movie.
Fantastic movie.
Yeah. So I think, are we done with the show?
I'd say we're done.
Okay, we're
we
done.
are fucking done.
Not just done, we're fucking
We
done.
are fucking done.
So this is episode 4 of the Rooftop Chats. Kristen, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Hopefully we'll have you back on as another guest, or need to fill in, or maybe we'll just, one day we'll have like a big podcast extravaganza.
That would be awesome.
So anyway, you can, as always, you can subscribe here, leave a comment. If you have questions for the next show, leave a comment there and we'll answer questions. Hopefully next week there might not be a show because I might be out of town, but if there is, then there will be a show. So as always, the social media links are on my YouTube page. Do you want people to follow you, or?
Yes. You know what? I have a webcomic that you can go to. It's a Tumblr. It's kgishfishart, all one word, .tumblr.com.
All right, cool. And always, as always, I'm Alexander, and this is Kristen. We will see you later.
Bye.